Hey, what's up, Lighthouse Ministries, you guys? First and foremost, I want to say excuse my voice. We have been a little sick lately, been coughing and stuff like that, but got to get this word out. So the word today, you guys, is going to be a little short, but it's called "Do This If You Want God's Peace." Do this if you want God's peace. Listen, y'all. My walk with Christ the last couple of years have been some joy-stealing moments. And a lot of it was caused by God. God allowed us to go into situations where there was no peace so he can train us. Our favorite thing that we say over here at Lighthouse Ministries where is you can't train your spirit man sitting at home comfortable. You train them in the desert like you're preparing for war. So he have been preparing us and getting us ready and training us. So we have had a lot of times where we have came up with this peace and it felt like it was taken from us. It felt like there's nothing we could do to get the peace. I remember those times where we couldn't pay bills. We were stressing to pay rent. We were stressing to do this and do that. Y'all, it felt like it was literally, hell on earth at certain times. We felt like we had absolutely no peace. So today, y'all, I want to talk to y'all about what is the peace of God and how do you get it under tough circumstances. So first thing first, what is the peace of God? Now, it is a peace that brings comfort, reassurance, and steadfast hope rooted in a relationship with God through Jesus Christ. Unlike worldly peace, the biblical peace stands firm no matter what we are facing. I wanted to share with you guys a quick story. There's a point in our life where we was in this situation. I'm not going to go too much in detail, but we was in a situation. And God was allowing us to be uncomfortable. Even though anything about transition with God, he allows you to be uncomfortable so you know that it's time for you to go. So if you at a workplace and the situation start to change, you don't feel the peace there, people start to mess with you. Maybe that's God telling you to leave. But anyway, so we're at this place and me and my wife and we're struggling to find peace. We wake up every day and the kids is 10 times more crazier than normal. We find ourselves facing issues with finances, facing issues with this, facing issues with that. And it was just no peace in the place. It got so bad, guys, that, we couldn't even sleep in the daytime because every time we would try to go to take a nap, demons was like, dog, we had nightmares. We was having like huge attacks in our life and we prayed and prayed. But God was like, you're going to get through it because for one, you're not focused on me. For two, you stay by my feet. For three, I need you to learn how to have peace in tough situations. So this is what we have to do, y'all. First thing first, as I said, God spoke to us. He said, you need to focus on me. All the other things that you're looking at, all the details. There's a verse in the Bible. I may botch these names. I'm sorry. Mary and Martha. And let's just say Mary was in the kitchen. No, Martha was, I believe, was in the kitchen. She was preparing food for Jesus. And, Martha was sitting by Jesus' feet. Mary did not like that. And so what happened was in that story, and I'm going to leave that verse here because it's definitely worth taking a read. But what happened in that story is she got upset that her sister was sitting by Jesus' feet and not helping her. So Jesus told her that she is right where she's supposed to be. Don't get caught up in the details of the situation of everything else, but she's sitting by his feet and she's learning. So God was speaking to us that day that we were so caught up in the details of everything. How is this going to work out? How is that going to work out? How is this going to work out? And we was wondering why we had absolutely no peace. It felt like hell on earth, like I said earlier. So we had to go into this whole situation where we had to eliminate talking about the details because God was not going to tell us what was going to happen next. So he said, don't even try to figure out because my ways are not your ways. My thoughts are not your thoughts. So what I need you two to do is to sit at my feet and in my presence. That is the first way you're going to get peace in this tough season. Sit at my feet and in my presence. So I said, okay, you know what? We're going to fast. We're going to pray and we're going to read and we're going to learn. And we're going to study. Well, we're going to stay at God's feet. So what me and my wife did, we did that good for about 2-3 days and then we fell off because it got so chaos in here. It started to just feel like World War III and we got distracted and we fell off and we ended up getting right back to where we was, where it was like there's no peace again. And our flesh came out and we was dealing with all these issues and we prayed about it and God said the same thing. He said, stay at my feet. And I was like, okay, we need to get back up and do what we was just doing. So when we did that again, God revealed this time you got to stay focused. So that's part two. What I was saying, you got to stay focused. In the season that we're in, guys, listen, end times are coming. There's joy still is out here. Sometimes you just walk down the street and you'll just feel your joy just being sucked out of you by just random people. They're trying to take it. They're trying their hardest to take it, but they didn't give it to you. So what we had to understand is that we need to focus on him. And there's a Bible verse that where Jesus was saying, focus all your thoughts and attention on him. Everything. Focus on what's good, what's admirable, what's loving. And so he gave us that verse, and we had to stay focused. Y'all, we had to delete some apps. We had to stop talking to some people. We had to stop doing some things because that was getting our focus off. Our attention was all the way over there, and he wanted us to be right on him. So we had to sit at his feet, and then we had to be focused. And the last thing he told us to do, if you're going to have peace in this difficult season, is that you're going to have blind faith trust. When the places that we're going to, excuse my son, in the places that we're going to, sometimes we got to have blind faith. You're not going to know every detail. God, like I said in the beginning, we had to stop worrying about the details and just sit by his feet. That means sit in his presence. Do the things that pleases your spirit, man. You need to get to a point where you train your spirit, man, to want to be in his presence. You ever got to a place in time where it was hard to sit by God's feet? And we try everything that you can, and it's just like, you got to go do this, you got to do this, or your attention span is too low to sit in God's presence. You have to train. You have to literally train your spirit, man, inside of you to want to overpower your flesh. It's not going to happen. Your flesh do not want that. So we had to go through this whole battle with our flesh and to sit at God's feet and be in his presence. But he told us, if you're going to have peace, you got to stop trusting me. Blind trust. Close your eyes and step out on this water and just know that I'm going to hold you up. So there's some things that we was worried about, and we have to wipe it out of our mind. We said, it don't matter. If God do not take this away from us, then he must got a situation where he's going to see us through it. So we stop worrying. We just start trusting. And it's so good if you have a marriage because you can rely on each other. There's so many times where I went to bed so stressed that night, and she would pray for me. She would pray over me, and man, it really helped me out, just hearing her prayers. And it was so effective. So if you are married, pray over your spouse, because sometimes, especially the men and the leaders, in certain seasons where, you're going through struggles, it hit the man a lot harder sometimes because he knows he's the provider, or he got to figure out the situation, whatever it could be. I was teaching us that we had to stay in his presence. I'm sorry, excuse me. It's been a rough sickness the last couple of days. But we have to stay in his presence. We have to trust in him. We have to learn to strengthen our spirit, man. So if you're looking for God's peace, you guys, I'm telling you, the peace starts whenever you ask God. Everybody got different things that can disrupt your peace. Some of ours was arguments. A lot of ours was attacks. There was a lot of attacks going on at that time. I have a video that's going to be coming soon about demonic attacks and how it's different than what you may think. So stay tuned for that. But the peace of God, whenever we finally learned it and whenever we finally got it under control, we realized that no matter what happened to us, we okay. So it was just, man, it was amazing. We'll get up and there'll be so much going on, and we can still sing hallelujah all day. There'll be so much going on, and I don't have to get angry. I don't have to get frustrated. I don't have to fight. I can just keep carrying out my day. I can keep being that gentle husband as God called me to be. And we can just keep going no matter what the world threw at us. We just threw faith back at it, and it worked every time. And that is how we got to a point to we're just peaceful all the time. They can come and tell us, hey, this house is finna be foreclosed. You're no longer going to have this house tomorrow. We're like, okay, we'll pack our bags. Don't have nowhere to go, but we'll still have peace. And see, yeah, it'd be a little annoyed, but it would probably be a little upset, but we'll still have peace because we know if that's coming, then God's going to give us something better. That's the type of peace that happens whenever you do those things, where you trust in God, where you sit at his feet, where you stay focused on him. You can realize that your peace grows, and you start to have it in tough situations and bigger situations, and you get to talk peace. A lot of people say talk faith. We know in our household we talk peace. So we eliminate all the stinky thinking is what we call it, or the dirty talks, or the evil talks. We like to mind our own business. We don't like to talk about other stuff because it interrupts our peace. So, we tell each other all the time, we're going to get up today in gentleness and love. We're not going to get up today in stress or worry or about nothing, because God gave us peace. And we know that we're his children. So if anything happens to us, it's because God has the final say. So I have peace in my life because God has the final say. So that is what I want to end this video with. So if you're going through a situation where you are not having as much peace as you want to, I want you to understand that God has the final say. He has it, not the world, not man, not even you. So whatever happens that's disrupting your peace, understand that God got you through it. He knows, he sees, and he hears. So if God says that it's time for you to leave, then it's time for you to leave. He got that final say. No one can do nothing to you without God allowing it. You are under his protection because you are his children. So continue to walk by faith. Continue to walk in peace. And remember that God got your back, all right? Excuse my voice, y'all. I hope that it's going to be better for the next couple videos. But we love y'all. And we ask you guys to subscribe if you made it to the end of the video. Peace.